Glorious day to you, my friends. Kia kia nahata, tu rahaya cha atiria. Kotur hutanariaria. Welcome to Shine, Niaria Shatara Hatakara Hotohorio Toro. Stargate Heart, illuminate your natural essence. Nihakacharia Sahaturo Utukuri Hasa. Where we are exploring our heart center. Niaria Shohotoro Kanati Aria Shakotora Hatati Ariata. Listening to our heart center. Niaria Shohotoro Hokotorota. Simply by chanting the magical chant Om Mani Padme Hum Niaryash Kotokoryoto 108 times Sihaskatari Heshkotokoro, using the mala of joy Hukotoro Hashaya Akatari Hasanunoroto. For 108 days, Akatiria Shahanata Karawaya Totoro, and we are on day number 75. Akatiria Shahatoro Hokatatiariata. Water is life, my friends. Nihakatara hatakariata. In this mala of joy, Niarya Shohotoro Hoshokotokoryosho, simply reminds us, Nihakatara hatakatiriata hatara hotodoraha, simply reminds us of who we truly are, Niarya Shokoto. So does Om Mani Padme Hum, Niarya Shokotoro Hoko. Reminds us that we are the jewel of our lotus. We are all that is. Nihakata atahara hashatotoro hutukuryachaka. In each and every one of our chakras and the entirety of our light body in the Aryasha Hokotoro Hutakaryata Hatara Hashanatara Kaniyate Haryata. Where this mala of joy, we break up the 108 seeds into 9 groups of 12, where each of the 9 groups represents one of our chakras in our Merkaba, our light body. Starting off with Vasundhara at the bottom of our Merkaba, Nehatakari Sotur Hotaka. Then Muladhara, our root chakra, Nahatatakari Hiskotuko. Vasundhara is the Earth Star chakra, Nahatukurya Tahatara Hashananiyariata. Then moving up to Svadhisthana, our sacral chakra, Siikutur Hushanati Ariata. Then Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, Nahakati Arihatakari Hasoko. Anahata, our heart center, Niarya Shohotoro Hukatara. Vishuddha, our throat chakra, Nihakatura Hishakyatara. Anya or Agnya, our third eye chakra, Naakatukurishata, that's what we're working on. See, Atukuriyacha Atarya, subtly, Niara Huskotuko, with no real conscious thought, Naakatakaryata. Sahasrara, our crown chakra, Naakatukuriyoshokoto. And then at the top of our Merkaba, Vyapini, the soul star chakra, Naakatukurahasa Eatiariatakoto. And we are breaking up each chakra, the 12 seeds in each chakra, into 4 groups of 3, where each of the 4 groups represents one of the vritti, one of the stages in the box breath, samavritti pranayama, Nyariya Shohotoryoto, where for 3 seeds or 3 days we are breathing in the energies of the chakra, Anya, and we are on the 3rd day, and then for the next 3 seeds or 3 days, or count of 3, we are holding our breath with a full set of lungs, and then for the next 3 days, we are breathing out the energy, we are radiating out of our chakra, we're breathing it out. And then for the last 3 seeds, or the last 3 days, we are holding our breath with an empty set of lungs, where we are embodying the energy of the chakra. These are just seeds, subtle energies that we're working with. That our inner being, as I switch my legs, when our inner being and the chant and our breath are working and cooperating with our conscious mind to look beyond the debris, all the blockages in all of our chakras, that just happens naturally by life. And let us not focus on the blockages or the debris in our chakras or our shadow side. If it comes up in your awareness, then you have an opportunity to release it, to release that blockage or the karmic debt or whatever it is. Because all there's so many ways that we can cause these blockages, and one of the biggest ways that I found is that we make a big deal out of it, because then we are further attaching whatever. Maybe we're attaching emotions. The blocker emotions are the blocker for Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, and we're furthering the illusion, the blocker of Ajna, by telling ourselves lies that further the illusion and further the attachment. You see how it's a downward spiral. But instead, maybe what we do is we turn that magic wand around and listen to our inner being. Because anytime that we are experiencing the contrast over making a big deal out of something, our inner being is trying to tell us that there's a better way to view it. There's a better way to listen to the situation. It's a better way to view the situation that's more aligned with the inner being. Your inner being, not my inner being, not this idea of God that's outside of us. Your inner compass, your inner guidance system, you're built with it. And so is everyone else. Okay. What they just said is that when somebody is getting upset at you, they have issues. And their inner being is talking to them. Maybe what we can do in that instance is to listen what they have to say. Fully listen. One of my favorite canned sayings is a little more water. That's an interesting viewpoint. Or I hear you, and then maybe commiserate. That really sucks. And if they're really pointing the finger at you, is I didn't know it hurt you that bad. I'm sorry that it hurt you. If you did it on purpose, then yeah, fess up. Get rid of it. But if you're doing it because of your own internal triggers or because of your own emotional needs, fess up and just say that. This is like Sometimes I get emotional, and I say things that I don't mean. I don't want to hurt you. And I'm sorry that I hurt you. I know it was hurtful. Now when I'm looking at it, but if it's not about you, you don't have to make it about you. I know we're talking about the Ajna and the insight, but these are insights from your inner being. We don't have to make it about us. And by listening, they can get it off their chest and maybe they'll release it. Certainly we don't want to say, well, you're experiencing contrast. Maybe you should listen to your inner being. I'm sure that's going to go over well. Nice way to escalate. By not engaging in that emotional upset, but listening, it defuses the situation. And they actually, maybe one of the things that they're upset about is that we don't listen. I'm going to include me in that. Or that we don't sympathize or empathize or apologize. But by us, we, I'm including me again, by listening to our inner being is saying, don't make it about us. Listen for a moment. That's an interesting viewpoint. Especially when they bring up a sensitive topic for you, you don't have to engage in it. You don't have to get triggered. You don't have to buy. They put that on the coffee table of life. Thank you, Michael Myers. You don't have to pick it up. That is so interesting what you put there on the coffee table of life. By saying it's interesting, that's an interesting viewpoint, you are acknowledging them on what they say, their quest to be seen and to be heard. Maybe not necessarily accepted at that point, because they're giving a contrary point of view. But by you saying it's interesting, you're not engaging, and they feel listened to and seen. And then maybe you can converge on other topics, or converge after a while, after their upset is gone, and by you not making yourself upset over it. Yes, the insights coming from the universe also come into play, but we're breathing in the energies of it, and many of us are still working with our lower chakras as well. And when we're breathing in the energies of insight, and breathing in the ideas of the truth of illusion, because we've already worked on Vishuddha. We understand that it also means filter. And with a higher viewpoint coming from the information we're receiving through Vyapini, Sahasrara, and then the insight / wisdom / knowledge coming through Agnya, then we can make wiser decisions, or decisions that are more aligned with our inner being. Maybe we can see things as our inner being sees them, by making cracks in our debris, or simply by allowing our light to shine more fully through us, through all the debris, regardless of the debris. Can we find the joy in this now? Can we find the bliss in this now? Can we find any of the vibrations of bliss, gratitude, hope? Let's start with hope. So let's put hope down in Vasundhara, in the density of the density, the dark of the dark, because hope is that glimmering of light in that sea of darkness, and where we only see the darkness. But that's what consciousness did when it was alone. In the darkness, it shined its light. And then there was only light. That's the simple truth of it. In gratitude, Lam, that's what La means in Atlantean. It means gratitude. And that's the Bija mantra of Muladhara. Niarya Shukutata Atara Hachakatara Hasikatira. Niarya Shukotoro Uchahayaka Asanana Yareta. Kutur Utanahata Eakatiriata Atata. Saheto Orohokaya Asanata Atara Hacharata. So Ukutur Hashananiriata. And then we move up to creativeness. But it's the pleasure, the happiness, the smile, by our creative and nurturing spirit. And then the joy that comes out from our intention and our own willpower through this creative force, through the safety that we have realized through gratitude. And then when we get into a nahata, it's the love from our inner being. And let's go here. And the ability to focus on that love in our conscious mind. By listening to the lower chakras and listening to the heart in anahata, we can listen to the version of love that our inner being knows and embodies and radiates. As we get out of our own way of this love, of this loving kindness, of this compassion, of this harmony, of this joy that is our inner being, as it radiates out, because it is the most natural thing for you to do. The version of the truth, when we stop engaging in the other people's upsets and making them our own, the truth of it's them, it's about them when they're speaking. That truth brings a spark to the third eye that opens up the wisdom of their inner being talking to them. And if you can see, I love you guys. If you can see their inner being shining in those moments, that's you listening to their Om. And you seeing their light. And you not attaching anything to their expression of who they are. In this now, as they experience the contrast, as they are choosing to do so, honoring their free will. And by not doing any of that, the divinity just flows. And we're not blocking. It is what it is coming in. Because regardless of whether we see it that way, it is what it is. We don't need to attach anything. We don't need to see anything into it. We don't need to lie to ourselves about what it is. It's love. It's love. It's love. And it is perfect, just the way it is, as it comes in. Its isness is perfect. And as we align more with our inner being is changing the filters behind the scenes. Changes the filters of how we see things, changes the filters of how we think, changes the filters of how we say things, and changes the filters on how we act. All naturally behind the scenes. We don't need to work at it. That's the whole trick. That's why we're doing mantra, the tools of the mind. That's why we're doing breath work. They're allowing us to focus the mind. And then let our inner being run free, roam free. It was born free. And let it shine free. God in the universe honors your free will. Your free will to shine or not. Maybe we honor our inner being's will to shine. As we align our conscious mind with our inner being. So they're telling me to be quiet. That we've been talking too much. So I invite you to close your eyes. As we focus our awareness on our breath. As we relax, whether you lie down, whether you sit in seated meditation, or you're doing a moving meditation. I ask you to do so with a straight spine, so that the energy flows more freely. And the locust, cicada, confirms. So uturu ushanata itiariata atahara hakeyata. As we slowly deepen our breath. And as we feel how it feels when we breathe out. As we listen to our breath when we breathe in. As we feel the warm air as we breathe out. As we feel our lungs expand when we breathe in. And we feel our lungs collapse and release as we exhale. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. For in our heart center is the home of our holy fire. In our holy fire is the source of our bright light. And it can never be dimmed. So hutoro ukanahata arahayata atarahata. In every breath that we take with intention, fans the flames of our holy fire, and increases our perception of our bright light, and can increase everyone else's perception of our bright light. As we invite and allow the holy fire to flow in, through, and around, in every way, in everywhere, and every when, effortlessly, naturally, completely, in every way, and everywhere, and every when. As we ask the holy fire to only allow in that which is for our highest good and the highest good of all. Achahanata atara ishkotoro hutanata itsahatara arakanahate tatara hoso arahoshayako isoso urahanata atara hiata ishosho hotoro hanata atakiariata ishkohorahaya atakiariata nahataka isoso huta arihatota hariata. It will be okay. Someone is just listening to their inner being. As we send them holy fire. I want to invite you to start the divine flow if you have not done so already. Let us take this energy from our heart center. Let us move it up through the chakras and enter into the highest source of consciousness and get more pure holy fire. Bring it down through all of the chakras, purifying each of the chakras, moving it down through the lower chakras, purifying each of the lower chakras, grounding this energy effectively, and then meeting back up into the heart center with the combined energy. Taking the energy from the heart center, moving it up through the chakras, through Vishuddha, through Ajna, through Sahasrara, through Vyapini, up through all of the realms, all of the dimensions, and entering into the highest source of consciousness, where there is only unconditional love, where there is no judgment, where there is no ego, where it always respects free will, and where the power is unlimited. Bringing the pure holy fire down through the realms, down through Vyapini, purifying it, down through Sahasrara, purifying it, down through Ajna, purifying it, down through Vishuddha, purifying it, down through Anahata, the heart center, combining the energy thoroughly and purifying Anahata. Now let us move this energy down through the chakras, purifying the lower chakras and grounding this energy effectively. Niyarahata ta'atakarya shavato. Down through Manipura, purifying it. Down through Svadhisthana, purifying it. Down through Muladhara, purifying it. Down through Vasundhara, purifying it. Growing roots down into Mother Earth, na akatara arashahe kuturu hasanati ariata. Down, 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 deep into the heart of Gaia. Arashahanata kaheto uruhutota, shihya a tananati ariatka. Wrapping these roots around the heart of Gaia. Akashiata atara nahatakatu uruhuto. Giving her a great big hug, na hasaya akatakura hushotoro. And bringing back her grounded love, na akashia rasa katakurata. Up through the root system, through Vasundhara, to Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and back into Anahata, our heart center. And on the exhale, with intention, the Aryashahakotoro. Let us push this energy out of Anahata. So Ukuturu Shukotora, just a moment, Niarihashkatokuru Husakatatarata. The muffler threw me off. Nihakatare Hashatota Arahatatariatoko. Let us turn over to our inner being, Niarihashkotoratata, to continue this divine flow without any conscious thought. Nihakatata Atarihashatata. Iskononoto orhata arhashaya akasa eata itoro kona ataharieta arhasana atakiara ashanoto orhatata. And now on the exhale, with intention, let us push this energy out from our heart center, out from all of our chakras, out of our physical bodies, and out of our auric field, and into every aspect of our awareness, in every way, in everywhere, in every when. Now let us create in our mind's eye a chest of our creation, a chest of your creation. And let us put in this chest all of our anger, all of our worries, all of our fears, all of our doubts, everything on our to-do list, on our shopping list, all of our guilt, all of our shame, all of our grief, everything that's going to happen the rest of the day and any time in the future, and anything that has happened already today and any time in the past. And let us also ask our inner being to also put in what it feels no longer serves. And what might distract us from the chant, from our breath, and our time with the energy. And let us close the lid on this chest, and let us set it aside. It shall be there for you at the end of meditation If you so desire, nihikatata harahashaya totorohata. We will start off with one Aum, the primordial sound of the universe. Nihikotori shokotorata. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times on the 8 count, using the mala of joy. Nyoriyoshokohotorihatata. The default audio track will let us know when we move up through the chakras and when we are on the last one. Ni uroto utokasha iskanata isahatara arakanahata tiriata. And it'll also let us know when we're on the last one. Siata kuryata. And at the end we will close out with one aum niario shohotoro urkanahata yariata. And a breath in for aum. Aum. Starting off with Vasundhara, and a breath in to chant. Oturo Otana Atahatita Hachkahatara Isko Nohotoro Hutata Hishaya Atiariata Hata Ichikoro to Otanaha Ishahaya Atanahata Atkoroto Otoraha Isha Atiarehata Nahati Utukurota Atarihiataha Achkorota Ana Atukuhurta Ahiata Mani Icha Sanahatata Arahata Ichukorota Ota Ishahanata Arahata Ichoto Urata Hara Ichkahaya Atara Isohotoro Honota Ataka Isha Atiariata Hana Ichukorota Ona Ichkorota Anahasira Atuto Uhanata Aha Ichkaharata Atukuroto Unahata Ishahatara Hatayata Itukuroto Ana Ishahayata Atahari Itoto Urhanata Ayakaata Ishahanata Atariata Ishkuroto Ota Ishahanata Atarahiaka Ishosho Oto Ota Atarhanataka Ishuhoturhana Ichkaharata Atarahisko Ishoho Oto Urhanata Ati Ichkaharata Ashkohonoro Ototohorotaha Isha Atihiria Asahiata Anaha. Moving up to Muladhara. Hotutu Niti Ariatahana Achakahatara Hartahana Ishahayata Atarahayata Ichahotoro Hutoto Unahatata Harati Achakaharata Arshohoto Urhutanaha Itoto Ura Ishahanata Aha Itokoroto Otorahanata Isha Atiariataha Atakoroto O Achukohorota Anahati Atakiariatahana Atakuroto O Atakuroto Urshahayata Atuto Urhutanahatayara Achukohorota Atakahatara Hatanaha Aturo Huto Utaha Kashahanata Atakuroto Utuhurahana Ashuhuturo Hutana Atakira Atakurota Ashahayata Atahara Itoto Urahanata Ataki Ashahayaka Asa Atakuroto Ohonaha Itoro Hutotaha Atakaharata Asha Atakuroto Uhuna Aturo Hutanata Ataharahata Atakurata Ishanata Arahita Atuto Urhanata Atakira Atukuro hata atita. Atukurashaha. Atukurotu uno. Atutu uhotata atarahita. Atukurashahe. Atakahanata aha. Isahana anaha. Moving up to Svadhisthana. Hututu ura itahanata atitaha. Ishkohorota ota. Itaharita anahasi. Atoto ura hanata araheata. Ichikorota anaha. Itakaharata iataha. Itoto ura honata atiria. Atakuroto uho. Achikiriata anahasa. Aturo huko utoriataha. Atukurota ashahe akaya asanaha. Itoro huko rotanahatati. Itiariarakanahiyatu. Achukuroto o. Atukurota anahasiyata. Atoro o hanata ariha. Achukurota atukurota anahiyasa. Atutu urahanataha. Atukurata atiraha. Atukuroto urataha. Itoro hana atira. Atukurata atira harta. Atukurata anhasaya. Atutu urhanata atira. Achikaharata a. Atukuroto urunaha. Atuta arhesa ayakahasa. Atukurota anahati. Atukurasha hakatarana. Itoto urhata. Atukurayata. Achihiriata hanata. Atoto urhatata iriata. Achikuhurata. Atukuriata anahata. Ishosho uta. Isanahati dira. Atukurota una. Isa ita anaha. Moving up to Manipura. Hututu utahana. Itiariatahana. Ichahatatahara. Itoto utarata hirahatara. Hututu urhuta atarahanaha. Ichahataraha. Isohotoroha. Ichata atiariatahatuhota. Achukuhorota. Isahakeata atarehe. Atohu kunoto urhutata. Ishahayataraha. Atukuroto ota. Atuto urhunata atita. Achikaharata a. Atukuroto una. Ishahatarahatiata. Atukuroto oho. Atukurata ahana. Atuto urhata ata. Ishanata araheaka aho. Atukuroto onaha. Atukurota ahasirata. Itoto urhanata araheka. Atukurashahaya. Atukurata ana. Isa atatitiria. Atukuroto ona. Atukurata anahasi. Atukurata anata arihu. Atukuroto o. Atukiriataha. Hatuto urhonata aha. Achikahareyataha. Ishohotoro hutanahatitaha. Itoro hukana. Itakariataha. Atukurohotoro hoshanahata ahata. Itoro hutoro. Utanahatita. Atakahayata ata. Ishohotoro anaha. Moving up to Anahata. Husuturuta ashi. Natihiriata atarahakea. Atukuroto uta. Ishahatare itakayashia. Atukurota. Ishahanata arhetati. Atukuroto utuhuroto ata. Atakarata atiriata. Atukuroto uhona. Atat itiarihata. Achkoroto oho. Atukoriata ahana. Atutu urhuta. Ishkana hatari hetaha. Atakoroto ohota. Ishkana hatara hata arahisota. Itoro uhuka ucha ayata atiriarata. Achkohorota. Achkahata hana atatiria. Atoto urhukaya. Achkahayata. Atakoroto ohota. Isha hatiyata hana. Atakoroto ohota. Ashahanata arehiakaha. Atuhurahaya. Atakahanati. Ashohonoto orohota. Itaya hakata tiriataha. Arshohonoto oro. Atukuriata ahna tiria. Atuto urohukata ate. Achkahariata a. Atukuriata ahata tihiria. Atukuto urohuto uta. Kashihiaka asana hatakari. Atukurahia atati arenha. Atutu urohuta tihiriata. Arkohoreata atarahasa. Ishkohoroto uruta. Iskanahatati yara. Ashahiata anaha. Moving up to Vishuddha. Hututu uhushi. Ahati hariata anahasi. Atata arhata. Itukoroto o huturo. Atakahia. Achihariataha. Atoto uhunahata. Ishkanahata arhiata. Akaharata. Iskonohoroto uhutata. Ichaya hata titiriataha. Akohonotoho. Ushahanata arhiata. Hisoso uto. Utahariata. Akahiatiariana ata. Achuko urata atiariata. Ashkohoroto uta. Arkashihiaka asana hatata. Aturo utatiaria. Atukurata a. Akohoroto unohota. Atitiaria tahatiareha. Achkohorota. Achkohoroto unaha. Atuto uro huta atiariata. Ashahanata are. Atagariata hata. Itoto urata atir. Atkohorata. Arasha ehakahasan. Atuto urhuna atitiaria. Atukoroto ohota. Ashahaya akahasana. Atuto urhuto utahanata. Atukoriata ata. Isa atiariata hatuka. Atakareta. Atukuroto urota. Atukurashaha. Atukuroto unohotora. Isha ata. Isa ita anaha. Moving up to Ajna. Hututu urhutate iriata. Atakaharata ata. Atakuroto urushahaya. Itiariata hanata. Ichikoroto hotohora. Atakuroto uhota. Atakurana hatari hiata. Atakuroto oto. Utukuriata atari hita. Atakuroto ho. Akuhurana hatatiriarea. Atutur hashaya. Atakurhata arahiata. Kushohukonoro horata. Atakahiata yariataha. Atoto uruhutu tarisha. Akahia ashahiatara. Kashahanata arhiko dorohota. Isa atiariata harnoto. Achkohoroto utara. Isahanata arheta atada. Itoto uruhutu rahi. Achkaharata a. Arakohoroto ototurshi. Shai hakati ariahati. Atakariere hoshoto. Ushohoturu kata. Asahakati tiariahasha. Atutu uroha. Atukuraya atetiariashaha. Totukurota unohotuta. Atihiriata hatakaha. Akohoroto otorosha. Torutu unahatakahia. Hatihiriata hatakuka. Kachihiriata hanata atatahara. Kashukohoroto uhutanahati. Atutu usha isa asa anaha. Moving up to Sahasrara. Hututu ura hatara hatatini ariata hatataha. Ochukohorota a atukura hatara. Icha hatata anahataha. Hotukurusha haya. Atakihita hatara. Atakurotuho. Ushahanata arhetukuro. Atakuroto ura hashanata karhiata. Atakuroto oho. Arakashaheka anahata. Atutu uruhuta tatiria. Atakurata a. Atakurosha hotorohutan. Atutu uruhana a tiatiariata. Atakuroto ana. Atakaharata asasiara. Atutu uruhututo nahatitiaria. Atakuroto a. Arakashaheka asatatiria. Atutu uruhanata arihata. Atukuruhushaya. Atukuha ana atakari hetodo. Uturu hushandataha. Atukuriata hatara. Atukuhat atitiarihata. Atutu uruhutakaheta. Atakahatia. Atukurutu utoda. Ashihiatiata hatati kara. Atukurutu ono. Atukuriata ataharaheta. Atoto uruhuta anahatakiriata. Achikuhurata atarihitara. Atukuriata ahanaha. Atukurutu uhutaraha. Ishaya atitiarihata. Askanahatarihi. Asuhutu anaha. Moving up to the Apini. Hututu uruhuta taha. Iskanahatara hatati hiria. Atakuroto ohona. Isha ate hariata hata. Iskonohoto uruhuta. Atkiariata hanaha. Achoto uruhutu tuhare. Ashana hatakahi. Atakuroto uhutaha. Atutu hura hanatakahiataha. Atakurotu uraha. Atakiharashahaya atanahata. Atutu uruhuto atiarihata. Katahiriata hatara hasana. Atakurotu uhata. Aturuhukoror. Iskana hatara harati. Atakurata a. Atakariata atara hasana. Atutu uhuta. Iskana hatara harati tiarihata. Atkurota a. Aturihiata hana ata. Atutu ura hatarati. Ashkana hatutu hutara re. Atukurata a. Atukuruta anati. Atutu uhuta harhata ashi. Atukurata a. Atukuruta uhuna. Atuta atariata atita. Ashukohorontoha. Atawahata rata anaha. Atutu uhuta. Itiariata hanaha. Akahashiataha. Ishohotorana. Last one. Hututu ura. Isahanata. Isahaya. Anahata. Stay here for as long as you like. Maybe even pause the video. to spend more time in the energy, in your energy, When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. 55. That was Nakatura. As I welcome back the blood flow to both of my legs. Usu utura artkanahasa I katataria chukotara hatakariata. Congratulations, my friends. Niakatura hashanata karihita. You have completed day number 75 of Shine. Stargate Heart. Illuminate your natural essence. With really no conscious thought on your own. Because it is the most natural thing for you to do. An orange monarch. This creativity, this your orange svadhisthana, where the self is established, where yourself is established, is also the water chakra, you going with the flow. It's your creative nature. And there are yellow polka dots on the orange monarch, as well as black. That your essence and your joy and your creativity and your harmony of all the situations shines regardless of the contrast that's around the black, the darkness. And they just fly again. Maybe you'll come on camera. I encourage you to journal. Whatever came up, whatever wisdom came in. As we learn to be easy on ourselves, as we allow ourselves to be easy on ourselves, might be a better way. And although we're in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the realm of the higher thought forms, the sheath, the layer of us that is the higher thought forms, choosing a different vantage point, just like I did right there. Maybe I back up also. Is the wisdom in this now. The higher thought form is recognizing the opportunity for alignment. The higher thought form is listening to your inner being. If we just recognize that we experience contrast, so my inner being has a different viewpoint, that is enough. That is a win. That is success. Because you're recognizing that there exists out there a different viewpoint. You may not understand what it is, but you know it's out there. That's the glimmer of hope. And as we gently tune our vibration to that of our inner being, it will happen when when our inner being chooses. Let's put it that way. Because we are 100% successful in every manifestation that we choose, that we in every now, we're exactly where we choose to be. And at least if we're experiencing the contrast, if we say, I did that. That's we are acknowledging that we are sovereign and we are responsible and that we created that contrast. We viewed it as contrast. So that's also in alignment. And if we just stop judging ourselves and being hard on ourselves, that's alignment right there. Those are all higher thought forms. We don't have to say that the higher thought forms are being able to access the Akashic records or be able to tap into the wisdom that is needed in this now, or being able to tap into the love that's needed in this now. Let's keep it spiritually simple. Because the love that's needed in this now might be the love that we need to show ourselves. And if we can't be easy on ourselves, how can we be easy on anyone else? But that's just how it is sometimes. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. Shine on. It's the most natural thing for you to do. Parakeets, 2 orange monarchs, all concurring, and make it a great day, as you prefer. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?